Okay. Last we saw the Onyx Circle and the heroes that, are members of it. You guys had just gotten ready to basically settle in and settle down for the Exodus that was coming up. You guys were made aware that basically you guys would be kind of trapped in Latest for the time being. So you guys went through and got, like the last little bits of chores and stuff like that, to take care of before it started. One such thing was Melanodius had some of his acquaintances and peers come into town, and he suggested to Nat in the party to go ahead and try the experiment that he was planning. And the experiment was to basically try to overload the collar or see what it was capable of. And so the party left Latest to go a little bit of ways, and just for safety. And the plan was that Melanodius and Daylock would assist in healing you, while you yourself and the two other arcane associates would basically hit your collar with fire magic to see how much it would absorb. And though it was very painful, and you really struggled to push through it, luckily you were kind of tipsy by the time this happened, so that kind of helped you, ease the pain a bit. And the collar exploded. In the explosion, it instantly killed Daylock and grievously wounded the three arcane users. The rest of the party was outside of the blast radius, so they were relatively safe, but what was left after the explosion was Nat floating in the air in the center of a large fiery figure. This figure claimed itself to be Imix, the primordial, and that it was trapped and that it was now free. The entity also alluded to the fact that Nat may have some blood relation to it. The extent of that is still unclear and unknown. But the party decided to subdue Nat by trying to knock her unconscious. They succeeded, while taking a bit of damage. A few of the party members were knocked unconscious, but revived. And after you guys had subdued Nat in this entity, it acclaimed that it was currently too weak and that Nat was too weak of a vessel, so it decided to get out of Dodge. And so it bounced, and you guys were basically left there in this with a giant crater and bodies all around the ground. The party quickly went to getting everyone up and, back to consciousness, including Nat, who at this point was back to her senses. The party quickly realized that Daylock did not survive the ordeal. Luckily, one of the mages, the human male that was assisting, he had a scroll of resurrection or raised dead handy, and he began to perform the ritual. With a little bit of assistance from the party, trying what they could to help anchor his soul to the mortal coil, the party was successful in bringing Daylock's soul back to his body and bringing him back to life. After promising not to say anything to the Platinum Band, the party decided what to do next. The arcane Melanodius and his arcane peers decided to they let the party know that they would start researching whether or not this entity was in fact Imix, and that they would hold your guys' secret up until they could confirm it. Because if it does in fact turn out to be Imix, then it would be wrong of them not to let people know. So for the time being, Onyx Circle is left with this great secret as the party gathered themselves and headed to town. They had a few drinks and kind of lazily went to bed just one after another, kind of exhausted from the whole ordeal of almost losing Daylock for a second time. The party fell asleep, and that is last where we left off. So, let me see here. Corin, you wake up.
Okay.
Okay. And you wake up, and you hear a little bit of movement around the room. And as you look towards the movement, you see Demissaries and Cletus waking up for the day.
He whispers, "Morning, guys."
Demissaries shoots you a short wave, and Cletus just kind of does a bro nod towards you. The rest of your party is still currently asleep.
Let's be quiet. I think they might need their rest.
Demissaries just kind of nods to you.
Then Corin will wash up and head downstairs.
Okay. You start washing up with the rest of them. We see Conrad. You wake up. You hear a lot of motion and a lot of noise coming throughout the room. Splashing water, people adjusting heavy objects, things like that. Now you wake up as well.
Still kind of.
Go ahead.
Still kind of do that thing where he kind of sits up, wipes away his eyes, and kind of then open them.
Yeah. You see Corin, Demissaries, and Cletus awake. And you see Nat stirring in the room.
Morning, everyone.
Rubs her face.
Demissaries looks over at you guys. Oh, about time you guys woke up. Coming down for breakfast?
Yeah, give me a sec to wash up, he says.
Dinner, actually. You've been asleep for a long time.
Insight?
Yeah. Bluff versus insight.
You really trying to combat this?
No!
I don't actually see a roll.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Same.
You don't? I got a nat 1.
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
No.
Conrad, you freak out for a moment, stumble out of bed, and you fall and smack your face. Everyone sees this. You hit your head hard, and you totally believe him. Until you look up and you see the sun just, it's out, but in your grogginess, you can't tell if it's either morning or evening.
Gotcha. Alright, so, he's kind of looks up, looks down well, if it is, I'm just going to go back to bed. Because he just kind of has a defeated tone to his voice.
Okay, sleep well. Bye.
What are you wearing right now, Conrad?
Well, to be honest, how I kind of picture Conrad going to bed, usually, kind of pants, but he takes off his shirt, that kind of deal.
Okay. Okay. Demissaries walks over and just literally picks you up by your waist, by your pants, and just sets you on your feet. He says, "Don't let the little guy get to you. Let's go get some breakfast."
So it is morning then, he says.
Demissaries shakes his head and he just whispers under his breath. It's pretty much you guys can all hear it. He's like, and people call me dumb.
It's evening somewhere in the world.
He just kind of goes like that, and kind of spots himself awake, and then gets dressed and washes up.
Okay.
Not rubbing her eyes,
Yeah.
Wait, did Nat believe it?
She didn't care.
Okay.
And what was the lag again?
Oh, that it's actually evening time.
That would be kind of happy she slept the extra hours. But But seeing Conrad fall on his face is something.
Yeah,
Did you
Corin.
say that in character?
Nope.
Okay.
Corin, by this time you are finished. Getting ready for the day. Cletus is just kind of sitting on his bed, and Damasir is kind of leaned up against the wall next to the door, seemingly waiting for the rest of the party.
Corin will stand by the door and wait for the others to go down.
Okay.
Is Conrad ready at this point?
Sure. What about
That's all.
Nat? Are you getting up and ready?
Yeah, Nat leaves her scarf on the bed and she might put some, stockings and shoes on.
Yes. For the rest of the party, it looks almost kind of weird because Nat doesn't have anything around her neck. And for the first time, you realize she has a neck. Just kidding.
Nice.
It is weird.
Is he not wearing her scarf?
No, she set it on the bed.
Okay.
There's a slight line around her neck from long use of the collar. But other than that, her neck is completely clear.
Yeah, Nat just puts her stockings and shoes on and just waits for the rest of you guys.
You want some ointment on that? It looks kind of roughed up.
For what? Then she feels her neck.
I mean, you can't really tell.
So she feels nothing there?
Not really. Maybe just the slightest of indentation around your neck from just years of using it.
Oh, that really wasn't a dream.
Sadly not, Conrad says.
She just she just gets up and just waits.
Yeah.
And
At this point, I assume Conrad's by the door.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if she's just getting up, then you're just getting through to cleaning up. I mean,
Gotcha.
getting ready for the day. It could take 20 or so minutes. So.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But as you're getting up, Nat, you guys all hear the door open up very quickly. Sin pokes his head in, dangles the collar, and he's like, "Hey, Nat, I'm borrowing this," and then closes the door and leaves.
Wait, what?
Corin probably gets the door smacked at the back of his head.
I mean, did you try to? Oh, were you up against the door?
Just
I thought
floating
Damasir
in front
was
of the
as
door.
well.
Oh no, Damasir is standing against the wall next to the door.
Oh, okay.
The door was just cracked a little bit, just enough for Sin to poke his head in, and then he closed it and left.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you were bumped, it was probably just a little bump forward. That was it.
Yeah.
Corin just comedically flies across the room. Not actually hurting himself, but it looks funny.
Okay, give me a bluff check.
What's
Corin
Corin
goes-
doing again?
Corin flies across the room when Sin opens up the door, and it looks like he was just smacked across the room.
Corin, you alright? He just kind of stops mid, getting ready, looking at Corin.
Awesome landing. Always am.
Okay. Yep. You're worried just for a split moment as he's flying through the air, but then he does a little pirouette and just lands on his feet. Ta-da!
Finger crossbows.
Yep.
Have you learned nothing from yesterday? You can't be standing right near the door. She remembers Melanidius just constantly popping in and out. Ugh.
Conrad says he's getting ready.
Yeah, so that's just pretty much waiting.
Okay. You guys eventually finish.
Alright, then Conrad would start heading towards downstairs.
Okay. As soon as you guys finish and start walking towards the door, Damasarius and Cletus, they start moving out.
How high is the path from the window to the ground?
From the window to the ground?
Yep.
Ground as in ground floor, or ground as the floor that you guys are currently on?
Ground as in ground.
Okay.
The street.
The window is on the second floor, so it's probably about 12, 15 feet. The tavern has pretty tall roof.
Yeah, Corin jumps out and goes through the front door of the tavern to be
Okay.
quicker than the others.
Okay. I mean, honestly, from where you're at, you're gonna be yeah, you guys start heading downstairs, and by the time you guys get towards the front of the stairs, you guys see the tavern door open, and Corin comes in.
Conrad is like a little double tick, like kind of like looks behind him, looks up front, like kind of confused.
I thought
Then he
it
kind of
was, and Nat says, I thought it was Melodius again, and that's what Nat says.
Conrad just kind of like sighs again, like just goes to the bar.
Yeah. As you come down, you do see Felton and Lady Catmara there, preparing for the day, and you guys do see Sin on the bar, just observing Nat's collar. He has it laid out on the bar and is just looking at it.
So
Notes on it.
Conrad's in the like sit like a good like couple people away from Sin at the collar.
Okay. You're probably going to be sitting by his familiar then, because his familiar is kind of cowering on the opposite end of the bar.
You
Fair
know,
enough.
if you want somebody to set you on fire, I could do that for you. No need to look at the collar.
Sin just kind of looks over you, squints his eyes at you. He's like, yeah, of course someone as simple as you would think that's what I'm doing.
What
Damon Berry's chuckles.
What are you doing, Sin? And she's just like rubbing her eyes.
I'm learning. What does it look like?
Well, you might want to learn with that thing somewhere else. Conrad says.
I mean, this is pretty much inactive at this point.
I mean, is it?
So yeah,
Also-
I mean, most of the magic is just, it's used up, it's gone.
You
I'm
call
saying over
that
here.
learning?
Okay, who? Corin, what were you saying?
You call that learning? You don't have any equipment, no pen and paper. That's not scientific at all.
He does have his tome and quill.
Okay. Then
But-
he said nothing.
Okay. And what were you
I
gonna
thought-
say, Conrad? Sorry.
Conrad literally just said like, oh, I'm saying all the way over here.
But as soon as you guys start finding your appropriate seats, Felton goes back and starts grabbing food for you guys, breakfast. He's not as apt, as Lady Catmara when it comes to bringing trays and trays and trays in. Like, it's a little bit of slower process for him, but he does one by one, gives you guys all breakfast.
So Tracy as well?
No, not tray.
Yeah,
I was talking dinner tray, not tray the order.
yeah, I know. It,
I didn't want there to be any confusion. Funny joke, but it also led to some confusion. Or I didn't want it to lead
Yeah.
to confusion.
Nat sits next to Sin.
He's just thumbing over it, kind of like stares at some of the runes that are in some of the engravings that are still left, and he's just jotting down notes in a language you do not know.
Of course.
Yeah, you notice that in his book, a lot of his notes are in various different languages. Like, he will start writing a paragraph in one language, and then he'll go to the next one, and it's a different language. Then the next section will be in a different language, and there'll be notes scribbled all over the place in various languages. But you do understand a little bit of the Common and the Elvish.
Nat's mostly just staring at the collar itself because she's not staring at it, not on her. Just is rather surprising.
It's a little weird. The collar has always been kind of a part of you since you saw it, so now it not being a part of you is kind of weird.
Nat's
So,
also sorry. You go ahead.
I was just say Conrad digs in, asks for coffee as well.
Okay. This time, coffee has already been provided.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
But you guys dig in, and it is a very enjoyable breakfast, like always.
Woo!
Okay. Yeah, you guys make it through your meal, and it is delectable. And the day is yours.
So, Coward just kind of like, I guess like, sipping his coffee, and he kind of looks at the group and like, so what's everyone's plans for the day?
You see a giant hand form above Sin, and it points towards the collar.
Whose hand is it?
You recognize that this hand is a giant icy hand.
Oh, he forms an entire giant hand over that?
Yes, a gigantic 5 foot wide hand at its widest hand, just at the point at the collar to let you know.
Coward just kind of nods. Okay.
Seems pretty engrossed in what he's doing.
Huh.
And yes, he just wasted a level 5 daily spell just to point at something.
So why are you guys scared about the collar? And she's just like, rubbing her head a little bit.
You hear Sin say, because they're simpletons.
Sure.
And then you hear his dragonling yelling angrily at Sin. You don't understand what he's saying, but you can tell with the attitude of the dragonling, because he's kind of cowering, and as soon as Sin says that, like, this dragonling pokes his head up and starts yelling at him.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What he said, Conrad says.
What? Yeah, and that just says what?
Like, the Conrad will actually kind of like, look a little bit deadpan serious here, like, Nat, you do remember what happened yesterday, right?
Damasaries kind of slides over so that everyone can see him. As he stops eating and slides over and kind of gives you a look, then kind of gently looks towards Lady Catmare and Felton and looks back at you. And then slides back in and continues to eat his second helping of breakfast.
Conrad kind of gives a knowing nod, but it's like, well, that's why. Conrad says, like, he kind of lays it on, you know what I mean?
Like, besides the stuff Sin said, and she doesn't know what else you're talking about.
Sin stops for a second, looks over at you, Conrad, and is like, Conrad, if a rock fell out of the sky and hit you on your head and hurt you really badly, and then the rock just lay there, would you be afraid of the rock?
That is in no way an appropriate analogy, Conrad says.
It is if you think about it, and he just goes back to work.
He has like an annoyed grunt to him.
Did I get hit with a rock?
And Cletus is like, yeah, we all did. Well, I mean, not all of us. Daylock sure did.
Oh.
I mean, what if it was a rock elemental that wanted to kill you, huh?
Are you
what
saying
time is
that
it?
towards Sin?
Hmm?
Are you saying that towards Sin?
Yep.
He says, I didn't say a rock elemental, I said a rock.
Yeah, but a rock could be a lot of things.
He just stares at you, and then he goes back to his work.
How do you know if something's actually alive? I mean, maybe that's a chair elemental. He points at a random chair.
He does not pay any acknowledgement to it whatsoever.
Conrad actually looks at, is it Felton or Catmare is at the bar?
It's Felton and Catmare.
Is it too early for me to order a drink?
Felton looks over, sees that Lady Catmare is moving some stuff. He's like, oh, no, you can drink at any time. That's why they're called taverns.
Never too late, Conrad. That's what Nat says to him.
And he just kind of he orders a beer.
Okay. That's going to be 2 silver.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Yep, you get your beer. It is frosty and cold.
He takes a big swig of it, but not full on, he's gonna chug it.
Yeah.
So, how much would you pay for a live chair elemental?
Who is that addressed to?
Lady Katmera.
She doesn't say anything, and Felton looks over at you. He's like, what do you mean?
Like a chair that's actually alive.
He looks
Like
at you,
with-
grins, and he says, "All my chairs are alive." And he continues with his work.
I'd pay for a booze. I'd pay for a booze elemental. Nat says.
That's basically just a water elemental with some hops in it. That might actually work.
That gives Corin finger guns or crossbows.
Corin, go ahead and give me a arcane check. You get the sense that elementals, they're kind of pure in their identity, so you get the feeling that if you threw hops in with a water elemental, it would probably purify itself of those hops. Or just, let them fade.
Might actually work. Corn doesn't care. Corn doesn't destroy his own imagination. With stuff like logic or knowledge.
If the elemental is pure booze, then all it is booze.
And if it's all share, it's all share. This woman gets me.
Yeah, Nat kind of chuckles at that a bit.
Colin draws googly eyes on his chair.
The moment you go to start doing that, you just feel a presence staring at you. Feels like there is a 10-ton weight on your back. As soon as you go to do it.
Instantly stops and starts whistling.
Do you try to see where it's coming from?
Well, it's either Katmera or Trey, so yeah.
Trey's not in the tavern right now.
So it's Katmera?
Do you look?
Yeah.
Lady Catmara's not even looking at you. It's Felton.
Oh, yeah, I meant Felton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Felton.
Yeah, sorry.
First
Wrong
time
name.
that jolly old man just gives you a stare, and it's quick, and you realize that is probably the dumbest thing you could ever do in this squawking box.
Yeah.
But he goes back to his work. No one else sees this. It's instantaneous.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a quick glare. You're like, okay, maybe this isn't the smartest idea.
Okay.
You can continue to do it if you want.
I could also stab myself in the back. I mean,
Good.
He can conjure beds. He can put you to sleep. Literally.
not sleep. My worst enemy.
So Conrad's just kind of been sitting there sipping his beer, pretty much.
Okay.
How many people are in the bar right now?
Right now it's just the party, Felton and Catmara.
Okay.
No one else.
Has anybody even seen Daylock? And that says.
Cletus is like, no, I haven't. I mean, I saw him last night. I mean, we all did.
Mm-hmm. Conrad says.
Yeah, we did.
He was there, and there, and there.
Not just feeling bad. Like, ooh. He's remembering.
Conrad takes a big gulp of that and continues.
Probably with the other guys.
A few moments go by as Damon Series continues this stuff, his huge gullet, and he makes a big swallow and is like, oh yeah, I saw him when I went up to go take a piss that he was doing something with Raylon.
Hmm.
And then he continues to eat again. You get the sense that with every time he gets close to death, the bigger the meals he has.
He's like a Super Saiyan, but with food.
Or just a regular saying.
Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And Cletus gets up and goes over to the board.
Conrad's just kind of staring there. Dead-eye pan, just kind of...
No.
He doesn't have to get up.
Yeah, Cletus walks over to the board, lets out a really drawn-out sigh, turns around, looking defeated, and heads back to the bar.
What's up, big guy?
Oh, I was just hoping there was going to be something new on the board.
Well, considering we can't leave town, it's...
I know. I just was hoping there would be something new, so as soon as Exodus ended, we could get back out there.
Yeah, maybe during the week we'll get some news. Probably a lot of cleaning up to do after the Exodus.
Probably. We can only hope.
Are you gonna actually relax now? That's what Nat says to Cletus.
I mean, we'll see.
That's what I'm doing, Conrad says, and he lifts up his mug.
And Demisarius shovels the last little bit of his second plate down his gullet, and he slams his plate down, and he's like, here, bottle of wine. And Felton gives him a gentle nod, and goes in, grabs a bottle of wine, and brings it over to Demisarius. Demisarius slides his gold over. And Demisarius holds up his hands for two, and Felton pulls out two glasses, and Demisarius pulls one, and the next one slides the other one over to Cletus. Cletus pauses for a second, but picks it up and takes a sip out of it. And he kind of sighs, like, okay. Kind of one of those, like, just, fine.
It's funny, I'm not sure if it's been stated that Demisarius drinks out of the glass before, so I'm imagining he uses like his index and like thumb finger to lift up the glass.
Oh, you gotta remember, these are squawking box glasses, so
okay.
not too small, but yeah, it does look kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could always try meeting up with the cowgirl that has been interested in you. Wink.
So yeah, I'll get to that.
Ooh. And that says, hey, Demisarius, you gonna share that? Remembering what he told her yesterday.
That wasn't towards Demisarius, that was
I know,
towards
but
Cletus.
she's asking, because...
Okay.
He's like, sure, 1 second. And then he picks up the bottle and just starts chugging it. Chugging it. And chugging it. And then he slams the bottle down with with just so much daftness and quickness. Slams it down. And he slides the bottle over to you.
Very funny, that says.
Do you grab the bottle?
Sure.
Okay. Slosh it around a little bit. It's empty. You just rolled a 17 and a 20 to chug the bottle of wine.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was quick. And he lets out a large belch.
He was talking about sharing yesterday. And
He has a shit-eating grin on his face.
Nat gets a bottle of wine for herself.
Go ahead and roll me insight.
Yeah.
You get the sense there was a reason he did what he did yesterday.
The moment Nat goes to buy a bottle, Corin speaks up and says, "So, you guys wanna play something? Cards or anything like that?"
I'd like to play that, Conrad says. He kind of speaks up.
I don't think I've played before, Nat says.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
Demisarius is like, I can't really play cards.
I mean, we could teach you if that's a problem, Conrad says.
You get the sense that reading numbers and letters and suits and things like that might not be the best idea for someone who can't read.
Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. Whenever one of us loses a hand, you will give them a light clap on the back of the head. You think you can do that? Just nice lappity slap.
Kind of stares at you, stares at the rest of the party. Is like, I don't know if that's gonna go over well.
I don't think so either, Conrad says. Like, no.
I can take it.
He says, "Really?" And he starts walking over towards you.
Okay, maybe I was banking on not losing a hand, but
Okay, go. Or what's your reflex at?
reflex is 16.
Oh yeah, he definitely smacks you.
Ouch.
You get 8 points of damage, and that was him holding back.
Okay, maybe not such a great idea. Ouch.
But I warned you. He shrugs his shoulders and goes back over to his stool. Lady Cat Mare chuckles. You see
So-
Felton rolling his eyes.
Who's in?
I'll
Sure.
stick to drinking, Conrad says.
Cletus is like, I'll play.
Me too, Nat says.
So, if I remember correctly, Conrad has playing cards, right? Didn't you buy some?
You talked about it. I don't think you actually did it. I know you went to go talk to a store, and they said not this store because you needed to go over to the toy store, which had been closed down.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think you have any. Yeah, you don't got any.
Bad planning, our only weakness.
So, Kitmera, you got any dice or cards or something we could borrow for a small sum?
I mean, not on me.
I'm surprised you wouldn't make cards, Corin. Nat says.
Hmm?
I'm surprised you wouldn't make cards.
You hear a long, drawn-out sigh from Sin, and he holds out his hands, snaps his fingers, and you see a deck of cards appear in his hand.
You could do that, Conrad says?
He looks over at you, kind of deadpan. He's like, I can do a lot of things you guys don't know about.
I've seen Felton conjure a bed before.
Felton kind of leans in to you now, just a little bit, not like total lean in. He's like, well, that's a little different. That's a different trick.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, so Sin, while I am really thankful for your help, I might not want to play with you.
Oh, I don't want to play. As he just slides the deck down.
Hmm.
Don't go too far with him, and you might have to, come back to me in an hour.
Thanks, though.
Like I said, don't go too far with him.
I'm guessing my passive arcane knows what that means, or should I roll for it, or
Roll for it.
should be, yeah.
You've heard of more of the scholarly wizards. They have a magical power that is known through other arcane channels as prestidigitation, which allows wizards to perform basically small miracles. And one such thing that they can do is they can create small, inanimate objects, but temporarily.
Okay. I'm guessing we're playing cards now.
Conrad kind of takes another sip, like, yeah, can I join Syl then?
Sure.
I guess he'll actually move towards a nearby table.
Okay. Yeah, you guys might. If you guys are playing cards, you might want to move to a table.
Yeah, moves over to him.
Okay. So Conrad and Corn and Cletus, that it?
And that.
Okay, and Nat. Um. Okay, so we're just gonna do this once since I was not ready for this. But what I need you guys to do is I need you to roll. Go to the dice roller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go to advanced roll.
Yeah.
Roll 5d6.
Just for flavor's sake, Horn's suddenly wearing sunglasses and cap.
Do you want those items?
Nah, it's just for the visual.
Okay. Well, I mean, visually, I mean, I don't think you have anything to make those things happen. But if you wanted those things to happen, you do know there's someone you could ask to help with that.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, you do have something.
what?
I think so. Check your ritual list. I can't remember what your ritual list consists of.
Limerick? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay.
Before anyone rolls, like Conrad's actually going to ask, are we doing this for fun or are we betting a little something?
Fun?
He just, like,
Not-
I mean, I wouldn't mind betting some gold. He kind of raises his eyebrow and gives you guys, like, the cow smile.
Nat says fun for now.
And Cletus leans over to you, Nat, and kind of nudges you with his elbow, like, come on.
I don't know how to play.
Well, it's a game of chance anyway, so, you know, it doesn't matter.
Okay, let's make this interesting. Winner gets one question for the loser.
But there's going to be a lot of losers, so one question to each of us.
Sure, why not?
Cletus kind of, like, looks a little defeated. He's like, nah. You hear him mutter under his breath, nah, I'd rather have the gold.
We know you do, Cletus.
And no, Conrad.
Okay. Conrad's like, I'm good either way.
So you guys betting gold? You guys going questions? Like, what are you guys doing?
So hang on. Like, vote-wise, I'm just trying to tally it up. Nat says no to the goal, but she's saying yes to the questions?
Sure, yeah.
And then Cleves is saying the other way around.
Okay.
And then
So,
Conrad said he's good either way, so...
So, questions win.
Okay. Does questions win? I thought
Well-
you didn't care, and one did care, the other one did care, but the opposite way.
Well, 2 against 1 against 1.
Okay, so Corn, you are for the questions, not the gold.
Yeah, Pete
Okay.
suggested that.
Okay. So there, I thought you said that you were good either way.
No.
Okay.
I mean, Corin does go either way, but not that kind of either way.
We got it. Okay. Cletus begrudgingly fine, but next hand we get to do gold.
Sure.
Conrad agrees with that.
Okay.
So what I need you guys to do, okay, is I will be setting this up. Poker, solitaire, things like that, like they have unique card systems in D&D. I can't remember what the name of this game is, but I will tell you guys after the fact, once I look at the notes. What I need you to do is roll 5d6.
Okay.
Do we get any boni for knowing the game, or okay?
Nope. Just
So
5
when-
each. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a straight luck game.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm ready to roll.
Okay. Just one at a time, roll it.
All right, I'll go first then.
Ooh. Damn it.
Of course.
Okay. Now, basically, what you're trying to do is it's similar to poker. What you need to do is you either need pairs, triples, quadruples, whatever. You're trying to either get the most of the same biggest numbers, or there are things like straights. But a straight needs to be all 5. Right now,
Yeah.
you can take 2 of your dice and re-roll for 2 additional ones.
Oh, so like it's basically a 5-card draw.
Sort of. A little bit different. So, Conrad, What 2 cards do you want to hold, or do you want to exchange 1 or 2 cards?
So, because that's my question. Because if I'm following that kind of rule, I have a full house.
Kind of, yeah.
So I kind of would stay with that.
Okay, Corn.
Reroll the 5 and the 6.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll. 2.
Yep.
5 and a 6.
Great.
Okay, so you got 3 of a kind. Nat, go ahead and you can roll whatever 2 you want to.
Okay, probably replace the 1 and the 4. Ah, 2 4s.
Okay. Cletus is going to. He's going to take 1 card. And he's going to exchange 1 of his 5s.
Straight.
And then he's
He's
going to
going
try
for it.
straight. Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so you guys get your cards and you guys set them down, and yes, Conrad is the winner of the hand.
Well
Woo!
played.
Yeah, says. Yeah. Yeah, kind of lucky.
This is
So,
this is fun.
Yeah. So wait, how does this work, Corin? Like I ask questions now, or what?
Yeah, just for shits and giggles. Whatever you want to know. As long as it's not too personal or, just...
Yeah, I got you.
Cletus is like, well, while we ask the questions, why don't we play a couple hands while you ask?
Sure.
Sure, Conrad says.
You guys,
Go first.
for these ones, we're not going to roll for it. It's just he wants to play as you guys are talking. So you guys just go through a couple hands.
Okay. So Conrad actually kind of like while they're playing, he's like, so where are you from, Corin?
I'm actually from the Feywilds.
Like, so like, is it just like one place? He's like kind of confused in that sense, like.
It's one plane, but it's kind of difficult to say where you are. It's a bit messy.
I mean, you could always try to see if you know anything about the Feywild.
Like me or?
You.
Okay, let me see. Let me see.
Come on, players. There are knowledge checks for a reason.
Yeah, but I figured that would be Arcana, and he's not trained in that.
Well, I mean, you can still do knowledge checks. There will be specific things that you won't be able to get unless you're trained in it.
Gotcha.
But, and this is... God, would this be an Arcana check? No, give me a history.
Okay, Nope.
You guys... You go to ask him that, and he goes to, like, think about it, and you just see drool coming out of the side of, like, Conrad's mouth as he's, like, staring off into space trying to think of what he knows. He looks really stupid.
So, no change.
Nat says, I would definitely love to check out that place at least once. No, that's what she says to Corin.
So would I one more time. But, next question.
Okay.
Would it be bluff or diplomacy or something to hide any bigger feelings?
Are you trying to hide your feelings about the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a bluff.
Because it would definitely be something Corin would be a little bit
Yeah, let me double check, 'cause this is probably going to be a passive. Let me see, who would have the highest? Maybe him? Nope. Is anyone trained in insight of the people that are playing cards?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so, you hide it.
Yeah. He just said it straight out. Nothing special.
Okay. So as we're gonna playing, Conrad would ask Cletus, hey, do you have any relatives by chance?
I got some family.
Like siblings?
Hold up a second while I go to pull up the character's information. Shit. Yeah, I got a sister.
Cool. Conrad says.
Is she hot?
He chuckles at that.
He kind of like looks over at you, kind of squints his eyes for a second. He's like, meh. I mean, she's my sister, so I really don't know, but she's way out of your league, Corn. She would kick
So,
you.
so she's not.
Conrad like snickers even louder.
Oh,
He just kind of looks over at you. He's like, yeah, hardy har har. And I mean, by that logic, I guess all your brothers and sisters must be annoying pricks.
Oh yes, they definitely are. Trust me.
No surprise there, I guess.
You see a giant smile on Conrad's face.
And then Conrad actually looked to Nat like, so what about you, Nat? Do you have any siblings?
blood related? No, just Lawire and his two twin sisters.
What are their names? Conrad says.
Benita and Verona.
Oh, cool.
So do tieflings like lay eggs, or how does it work?
I wondered about that about pixies myself.
It's like Conrad's like, I won. I don't have to ask a question. He kind of like does a smirk. Like, but no.
Have you ever laid an egg?
Oh, he answered no.
No, he asked him specifically.
No, Conrad says.
Don't worry, it will happen sometime.
Give me an intelligence check, Conrad.
If I lay eggs?
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Hang on, I'm waiting for it to my mouse to move.
Let's see if you can get another natural one.
Yeah.
No, you've never laid an egg.
I would hope so, yes.
Don't worry, when you find the right guy, maybe someday.
Maybe I will find the right person, Conrad says. Chuckles.
That's like getting the weirdest thought of her family just laying eggs. She has this weird look on her face, like,
Not even just the females, the males as well.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
So Nat, did you lay eggs? I
No. She is absolutely sure when she says no. And she's still thinking about it.
But you guys finish your questions and you guys finish the current round of cards that you guys are on. And Cletus kind of looks up expectantly since the questions are done.
Mm-hmm.
So, we betting some gold now?
I'm down
Conrad
with that.
throws in 10 gold.
Conrad calls that.
Yeah, I'll throw 10.
Cletus throws in an additional 10 on top of that 10. He's like, come on, we all know we got some gold to spend. He just gives you a kind of smile.
Throws in 20 more.
So you're at a total of 40 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Corn just pushes 40 gold on the table.
So
Ooh.
Cletus pauses for a split second. He's like, okay, I like where this is going. And he puts the additional 20 on top.
I mean, it basically stays in the family, so who cares?
So
Conrad.
40 total?
Yep, 40 total to call this hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna call this hand Steve.
So Conrad's kind of got that like look of like, like, you know, do I want to put that money down? You know, kind of look to his face.
Okay, hold on one quick second, because if you guys are going to be betting on this round, I need to pull something up for you guys.
Gotcha.
We all know you got money to spare, Conrad. She's like giving you like this grin.
Money to spare or money to waste? So I'm not looking to do either.
Both?
Would giving your friends a few coins really be a waste? Do you hate us that much? Are we worth that little to you? I thought we were friends.
The money goes to my family, and she's math playing along with it. Cor.
Actually, just for flavor's sake, can you guys like do a diplomacy roll or something? Because I just.
Sure.
Yeah, let Corn do it.
Yeah.
23.
Tears
Yeah, no.
well up in his eyes.
Conrad's kind of has that look of guilt on his face, like
Do I
I'm like, okay.
do I have to roll one too?
Probably don't need to.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, yeah, I went along with it.
Yeah.
So everyone's putting 40 in?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and mark off 40 from all of you guys' stuff.
Oh, by the way, how's Conrad doing on his beer? Like, is he done or is he still going through it?
I mean, it's a pretty big mug. You guys have just started playing, so...
All right, cool. Just
Yeah.
double
You
checking.
guys- So, mark off 40.
Yep.
Okay, once you have your guys' 40 left, I'm going to type in something on Discord that you guys will be typing in, and roll 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Mission stop Ned from drinking successful.
Says you.
Okay.
You guys see it?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll that. Okay, so you guys got your cards. Let me see. 1, 2. Okay. You guys can raise or call on this turn.
I didn't hear that one.
You guys can raise if you want to on this round after you got your cards.
Does this follow the same rules as the last one?
Yes.
Okay.
You do a round of betting once you have your cards, then you can redraw any cards you want, and then you can do another round of betting.
Conrad will bet 3 gold. I'll
Okay.
mark it off.
Cletus goes ahead and puts in 3.
So if he puts in 3, everyone puts in 3.
If you call.
Or you can raise it.
Yeah.
If he puts
Corn
in
calls.
3. Okay. Nat, do you call?
Wait, what does that mean?
Basically, on this round, if you want to continue, you put 3 more gold in, and then it'll go to the drawing 2 more cards.
Okay.
So do you put in 3 gold?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone mark off your 3 gold.
Did so.
Now go ahead and
Type the same thing, but with.
yeah,
other-
just each of you guys message me how many cards you want. Just be like, if you say you want to get rid of a 1, just say 1. If you want to get rid of a 2, just say 2. Just give me the 2 numbers that you guys are changing, and then,
On Discord or on...
Discord.
Okay.
Okay, just waiting on that. Okay, go ahead and re-roll for what you guys are going for. Just instead of 5d6, just do 2d6 or 1d6. How many cards you guys are getting? Okay, so let me just give me a second to see the tally. Okay. You guys got your cards back, so now you guys can do another roll, another line of betting.
Actually, damn it, I'm going to ask you something.
Okay.
Can Conrad do an inside check on the people to see how they're doing, like, card-wise? Like, kind of like read them, you know what I mean?
Since everyone's kind of being quiet, it's more insight versus flatline bluff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can look at them.
So, yeah, I can do that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Will I have to roll for each person or just one roll in general?
You would have to do it to each person.
All right.
But wait till the betting happens. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Because it usually takes a trigger for it. So, okay, I got that marked off. Let's just do the round of betting real quick. Anyone else want to insight everyone?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because it's gonna make it pretty difficult. I think Conrad, you're up.
Cairo bet 2 gold.
Okay.
I'll mark that off.
Okay, so Conrad has raised it to 2. I believe Corin is next.
I bet I'm gonna do better next time. I'm out.
Okay, you fold?
Yeah.
Okay. Cletus is going to raise it your 2 to make it an even 10.
Okay.
And,
Comrade. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
and looking at Cletus, you cannot tell whether he is doing good or bad.
Cairo will call that.
Okay.
So 10 more on top of that?
Yep.
Okay.
What about you, Nat?
Yeah, Nat will join in.
Okay. So that's going to be 30 for the last one. Go ahead and mark yours off. And showing cards, you got Conrad with a...
2 pair.
Yeah, he got 2 pairs, 6 and 2s. Nat, you have 2 pairs, lower 2 pairs, and Cletus has an even lower 2 pairs. Conrad wins.
Yay! Conrad lifts his hand up again.
Cheater.
Yeah, Conrad, you just earned. Let me do some quick mathies. You just earned 202 gold.
Nice. With that, Conrad's actually going to say, how about for this next round, I'll buy you guys all around.
Sure.
222, you said?
202.
All right, 202.
Yeah, give me a second so I can mark off all this for Cletus.
There we go.
Okay, so the first one was 40, then 10, so 53. Okay. And Cletus is fine. He's still drinking out of his glass.
So that would be Nat and Corn if they want a drink.
Yes! That says.
So Conrad actually looked at both of them, bottle of wine each.
You totally destroyed my plan. Damn you.
Are you saying that in character?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, Conrad goes to the bar and gets 2 bottles of wine.
Okay. You do so.
That's 6 gold apiece, all right?
5 gold.
5 gold apiece, so 10 gold total.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing with all the money you just made.
Oh yeah, I know. Just make sure I got it straight.
Yep.
All right. So what round are we doing this time again? It's funny because I kind of want Conrad to be shuffling the cards, just kind of like old card tracky. Are we doing questions or gold?
Cletus is like, I'm actually pretty good on gold now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was hoping that my bad luck would carry over to good luck on this.
Doesn't mean you can't try again. At least that's what Nat says.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Question is then?
Also known as the DM does not want to continue to spend a player's money while he's not here, so
Yeah.
Cletus spends all his money, all ends.
all in.
Oh, Cletus, by the way, you're broke. Also, you don't have any clothes anymore. Sorry.
Cletus starts betting potions instead.
So
All right, so
continue.
yeah, I believe are we doing questions this time around?
Sure.
Okay.
And Daemosaurus actually walks over to join you guys. Not to play, he's just sitting at a table next to you guys and just watching.
Oh, by the way, Nat, if you're a good girl and don't finish this bottle in 2 minutes, I might have something special for you planned.
What?
You just see a really smirk grin on his face.
It's all about moderation, Conrad says, and takes a large swig.
As Daemosaurus is like, yeah, as you see him starting to drink his second bottle of wine.
Corin just looks like one of those Don't Do Drugs kids spanners.
So like a big thumbs up twinkle in your eye?
Yep.
Okay. So go ahead and line it up and go ahead and do another dice roll.
Corin used charisma check.
Oh,
yeah.
you're doing it to...
It looks pretty good, Corn. It's pretty good, shiny smile, and there is a slight sparkle in your eye.
So now you feel compelled not to drink that much.
Not really. It's more of a choice.
Yeah, he just...
But he does look really cute, and he is asking you.
Okay. She
Sorry.
she takes a light sip. And she
Begrudgingly takes a light sip.
Are we doing GM rolls for this one, or just straight rolls?
Just straight rolls.
Okay.
Now she's biting the collar of her shirt. No.
Wow.
Okay.
Just wow.
Okay, just roll for your 2 then.
Yeah, I'll roll 5 and 1. Close but no cigar.
I'll roll the... What was it for me? The 5 and 6.
Okay.
Oh!
I'll do the 2 and the 4.
Okay.
So, Conrad actually wins again.
Yeah, you watch as Cletus just has this big old grin on his face. He's like, oh, should have bet some gold. I don't need any cards. And he just has this big old smile. And then Conrad gets his cards back, and he's just, You guys set your cards down, and Cletus is like, bam! Then he looks around like the table and sees Conrad's hand. He's like, fuck!
Conrad just kind of chuckles like, good thing it wasn't for gold that time.
He's just eyeing you up like you've been winning most of the hands.
It's like he's not dealing anymore.
He's like, just looks at you. He's like, I've heard of the devil's luck, but this is ridiculous.
Conrad kind of goes like, I'm feeling a little generous, so how about instead of me asking you a question, you guys just volunteer something off about yourself?
Cletus is like, that's easy. I volunteer nothing.
Something, Cletus.
Something. I have horns.
Corin goes straight face. I have horns.
I'm from a village called Timshell, Conrad says.
And that takes us a moment to think about it.
I actually learned how to play the violin from a half-elf like you, Nat.
I'm not a half elf.
Oh, damn it. No, I actually learned to play violin from a half-elf.
Trying to correct himself. that has to be in character. That has to be in character.
It was totally in character.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that. You got something from that. she's a full elf.
There we go.
Wait, Was he a half elf 1 second?
So that's Buddy or sure. That's Buddy or sure even harder. Yeah.
Guys, you guys gotta get better at remembering your own lore.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. We'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, half elf.
Okay.
I mean, I'll remember it correctly. I just.
Don't worry. Doubting yourself is part of it. Okay. You guys want to continue playing?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. At this point, it's been like an hour or so.
Okay.
No more cards.
And as you guys go to shuffle, boop, they disappear.
Aw, Conrad says.
Dealer, we need a new set of cards.
You hear a sigh coming from the bar. And you see Sin just click his hands again, and a deck just appears in him. He's like, "Come and get him."
Goran comes over and exchanges them for 5 gold pieces.
He looks at the gold. He's like, "Come back whenever you need to."
Just a little something for your work. Thanks.
He kind of shoos you away, like, "Leave me alone while I do this."
Don't hurt yourself playing with that thing. That says the Sin.
He does not respond.
Fair enough.
And don't play with your thing when children are here.
Corin. What's... So,
Conrad,
Well, they might not know a lot about magic, so it might be confusing. What are
He
you thinking
says-
about?
Sin yells back without even turning. He's like, "But that's the best time to play with it."
Sure, they might learn something. It might get them interested in a whole new world.
The whole new world. Okay, so go ahead and do another roll.
Okay.
I'm rolling like shit.
I'm rolling unnaturally well for this.
A little bit. Nat,
I mean-
do your exchange.
okay. I'll get rid of the 1, the 2, and the 5.
The 1, the 2, and the 5. You can only change 2.
2? I'll do 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me whatever you want, Conrad.
So, hey, I have a message you, David, real quickly.
Okay.
Now it's just like anxiously like biting the collar of her shirt. Like, God, my hands suck.
Okay. Give me a second. What did you say, Nat, for yours? Okay, yeah, you're good. Corin, go ahead and give me your 2.
Yep. I'll re-roll the 3 and the 5.
Okay. Okay. And he's gonna take 2. Okay, not bad. That's something that would be very obvious, Corn.
Okay.
Rituals are, you gotta pull out all your components and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Talk about the devil's luck.
You get the feeling that, that might be a different type of skill. And a skill that you don't have, but someone in your party does, and you should probably be really happy he's not playing cards with you right now.
Yeah, that's what I told him not to play with us.
Yeah. But you guys show your hands, and I believe, let me see, 4-1 for I think. Wait. Corn. Sorry, a little bit of a flub. Anyone got beat 3 of a kind? No.
No.
Okay, yeah. Cletus wins that one.
Cool.
Wait, which ones did Conrad reroll?
Conrad re-rolled his. Was it the 2 and the or 4 and the
6.
4 and the 6?
Yes.
Oh, 2 and the 6. Yeah. So
Okay.
Hmm.
and Cletus was like, "Yay! Of course I won this one." Kind of a little hurt about the fact that he just lost all that gold.
Let's just think of it as training.
And he just kind of stares at you guys, kind of like, narrows his eyes at you guys, like, So Nat, why don't you tell us about this dude that you're looking for?
Yeah, Loire. Oh, you mean you mean Loire? Well, he's about this tall, and she's pretty much like giving like a physical description. But of course she's sitting, so it's like she looks kind of silly, and so he's about maybe 6 foot, and he has a shade of blue on him. Usually tieflings are red, so.
And are you gonna try to hide your face as you're doing this? Or your feelings? Because you're imagining him right now.
I'm doing what?
I mean, you're kind of imagining him as you're describing him, so.
Trying to cover her face with her shirt.
Yeah, she starts describing him, but her face is starting to get a little red and dreamy.
And he usually likes to wear big shirts, and although I usually
It's like, oh, that's why you wear that big shirt and love it so much. It's his, isn't it?
it was. That's why it's the collar of her shirt again.
That's why she's chasing him. She stole his shirt and wants to return it. It all makes perfect sense now.
He's
Connor
not.
just kind of gives a knowing smile.
That's like blush a little bit. Like he's not getting the shirt back. I paid a lot of money to enchant this shirt. She's just biting the collar again.
And Cletus looks over. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, you still haven't really said anything about him.
He means well, although as distant as he tries to be. I love every part of it. And
Starts to drool just ever so slightly.
I mean, he wasn't that distant at least once, if you know what I mean. Zing!
She's like grunting a little bit because the worst part is he's not wrong. So he just looks away a bit like,
It's funny because he gave her the sex.
Corin. That's what Nat says.
Yeah, Cletus chuckles and he looks over at Conrad and he's like, so Conrad, why are you in Elois?
Didn't really have anywhere else to go, so they offered gold and I went.
Okay, so you would have just gone anywhere where they were offering you gold?
Pretty much. Connor says.
He's like, I can respect that. And he looks over at you, Corn, he's like, why aren't you in the Feywild?
I don't want to talk about it.
Cletus just kind of stares at you. He's like, okay, I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it.
I'll be in my room for a little bit and lay down.
Okay, so you go up to your room.
Please. Yep.
Corn flies up, and Cletus looks over at you two, and he's like, did I just fuck up?
Yeah, it's okay, He'll be back. Oh, I'm sure he'll be back. We should probably take a little break then, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Cletus leans in and he's like, I was just trying to help. I mean, I'm starting to learn a lot about you guys. I just don't really know much about him.
Yeah, no. And, we all have parts of our past we're not so eager to share at the moment. But, I think it was a good idea, just kind of learn more about each other. We should do this again sometime.
Damus Ares stands up. He's like, yeah, let's go eat, though.
Yeah, counter test.
Yeah, around this time it is about lunch. So if you guys want a meal, that's going to cost 2 silver.
Got it.
Okay, those who get a meal is presented.
Yay!
It's delicious cured meats and stuff like that. Pretty good. There's like some type of rub or something on the meat before they cured it. It has like a kind of a robust smoky flavor to it. It's pretty delicious. Some cheeses, some thick sliced bread, and a little bit of like almost like a dip, and you can kind of combine them into like little mini sandwiches if you want, or just eat them separately. It goes together pretty well. And now I'm hungry.
So Connor's actually as soon as he's done, he's actually going to order another plate and take it up to the room for Horn.
Okay. You get said plate, and you give them your 2 silver.
Yep. And he's going to head up to that room.
On your way up, Cletus looks over and he's like, just tell him I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry.
Connor nods. Yeah, so he'll walk up.
And as you're walking up the stairs, Cletus, or Damus kind of lightly punches Cletus on his arm. He rubs it. He's like, oh, don't feel too bad. I mean, at least you guys asked him questions. And he kind of like crosses his arm, almost like looking like a small child, like he's upset about something. But then continues on with eating.
Well, what do you like about the mountains? Nat says. Well, she asks.
I mean, I wouldn't say I particularly like the mountains.
That is fair.
It's just where I was raised for a good chunk of my life.
Really? There's not one thing you like over there?
I mean, obviously the order that, raised me, but that's about it.
See? We're asking you questions too, Nat said. Gently shoulder nudges him.
He gives you a smile as he continues to go into his food. Conrad, you get up to the common room.
Conrad kind of opens the door and kind of like taps on it to see if Thorn's awake.
You hear a bit of violin playing from the room.
Hey, it's Conrad. I brought you some food.
Hey.
Are you hidden inside of your pillow fortress?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you open up the door and you don't see him, but you hear it coming from the giant pile of pillows that have been accumulating on his bed into his pixie pillow fortress.
Mm-hmm. So,
Pixie pillow palace.
There you go. Nice alliterative tune there.
Yeah.
So Conrad actually kind of like go. So he'll go like up to the fort with the food. I guess like he'll kind of like, not like try to take it down, but like kind of open like the center slot. I assume.
Well, I mean, there's an opening on one end of it.
Okay, so that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Don't collapse its structural integrity.
Yeah, so I was looking
it's a
at
pretty solid pillow fortress at this point.
I'm so proud.
Like every day and every night, it just seems like more pillows are just randomly appearing and building up.
And so Kyra just kind of go to the opening in a sense and kind of say, "Hey,
Hey, don't worry, I'll come down. I need to apologize.
no,
No, it's fine. I was just surprised. His eyes are red at the moment, like he's been crying.
Oh, so you poke your head out of the fortress?
He flies out,
Oh, so he like flies out of the room.
out of his pillow fort.
Kyra will kind of like sit on the bed, but like on the side of the bed, so he's not disturbing the fortress.
Yeah, there's only a little bit of room at this point of the bed to sit on, but it's
There's-
mostly fortress at this point.
There's actually a chair made out of pillows on the on the bed.
Yeah, what you don't know is there's actually multiple rooms within the pillow fortress.
It's literally a palace.
It's literally like a little fort at this point.
Kyra will just kind of say, "Do you miss your home?"
Well, yeah. It's been a while, and I didn't really leave of my own accord.
Kyra kind of has like a somber look to that and goes like, "I know the feeling. I lost my home, and yeah, I left of it not because I wanted to, but because I had to for my own life."
Do you know what a lot of humans think of pixies?
Can I do an intelligence check?
Give me an Arcana check.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, Arcana.
There are many creatures within the D&D lore and history that common knowledge and real knowledge are very different. And you know throughout your travel that there are lots of stories revolving around pixies. Some say that if you catch one, they'll grant you a wish. Another one will tell you that if you kill a pixie and consume its blood, it will give you eternal life. A lot of the myths about pixies were not that great. A lot of them were very selfish myths and stuff like that of, oh, if you do this to a pixie, you get this, or it's good luck if you have a pixie. So it is not uncommon for people to enslave, jail, kill, or harvest pixies for alchemic components and stuff like that. And a lot of it's not even built in knowledge. It's just one person said it turned into a giant rumor, it became myth, and now people believe it.
So Kyra going like, "I've heard some of the things that people think of pixies, yes."
I actually lost a lot of years of my life to these rumors, most of them not being spent so great.
Kyra will kind of like look at you, Corn, and he's kind of got like a very like, it's almost like he kind of understands look to his face, and he'll say, "People could be really ignorant sometimes." Then he'll kind of say, "I grew up in a all-human village. They're religious too. They worship Palor, and this village, like this leader at one point, he really hated devil people, and I was the only tiefling in the village. And eventually he just kind of riled up the town, drove me out, and killed my parents."
People suck sometimes.
They really do. But I really like grown to like our group. You guys have been
Yeah.
accepting of me in a way that I haven't felt in a while.
I feel so as well. Even though I'm not at home, for a long time, I've got somebody I can call family. After the last one kinda You know the elf guy, the half elf I told you a while ago
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Murdered by his own kind. Fun, isn't it?
And you guys hear just right off to the side. Oh, that's precious.
Kind of looks.
You guys see Felton there, and he has in his hand a pillow. And he walks over and he places the pillow on top of the fortress, turns and leaves.
Aww.
Oddly enough, guys didn't hear the door, but on his way out, you do hear the door.
So that's who's been making this fort.
Yeah, I've got
beautiful,
some work as well.
Yes, but now, Corn, you understand where all the strange pillows keep coming from.
You know, by now I think he might actually be the house. Like some ghost or something.
Oh, great. Connor's kind of shudders.
Nice kind of ghost, not the evil, mean kind. More like the... You know, this sounds really racist, but since it comes from me, pixies living in your house and fixing up your shoes.
Conrad, that is actually the first time you've heard that one.
Yeah. Connor's like, huh. Like, well,
Hey.
sorry.
Let's not leave the others waiting.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah, he actually passes you the plate and like, let's go downstairs.
You might wanna carry this. I'm not too great at carrying plates.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
I mean, Corn, yeah, you could do it, definitely.
He could do it, but
Okay,
he doesn't want to.
got it. I was just saying, like, you carry stuff like that all the time. Yeah. Okay, so you guys head downstairs.
Yep.
once Corin's downstairs, he will go straight up to Cletus.
Okay, Cletus kind of looks over, hears you fluttering over to him.
Hey, big guy. I'm
Hey, little guy.
sorry for what it's worth. You just kind of
No, it's okay.
surprised me. It's
No,
not your fault.
No, I was
Right.
just trying to get in the spirit of things, and we don't know a lot about you, so I didn't want
Yeah.
you to feel like, not included.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you care. It's just,
Well, we
My-
gotta look out for each other.
yeah.
We all seem to be kind of lost people at this point.
Yeah, not all of us had the best life so far, but
He
Oh,
raises his glass. He's like, "Yep, I can agree with that."
for all that it's worth, this has been my best. You guys have been my best friends for a long time.
He kind of chokes up just ever so slightly, like he's like,
Oh,
"Yeah, to friends," and he raises his glass, and Damasar's like, "Yeah, to friends."
Connor will get his glass of beer. Yeah, they're friends.
Natzel got our wine. Yeah! Takes a small sip. Again.
And then you guys hear from Sin, "Yeah, to these assholes." And
yeah,
he
to this asshole pointing at Sin.
Connor sips and then he puts Corn's plate where I assume the seat would be.
Yeah, he digs in.
It is delicious. You guys spend like the next 30 or 40 minutes, just kind of lightly drinking and, eating your guys' delicious lunch. But Sin looks over towards you, Nat, and he's, for the first time really breaking from it, and he kind of like pulls away from the bar. He's like, "Okay, I'm done with this. We should probably talk later."
Okay. So wait, he pulled her to the side.
No,
had
he
to-
just pulled back from the bar, looked
Ah,
over
okay.
at you. Like, yeah, we need to talk about this later.
Oh. That doesn't sound good in that sense. She takes a tiny sip of her wine. Just like showing Cletus she's taking a small sip of the wine. Not Cletus, but Corin.
Corin has a wine glass in his hand and is doing the swirly thing.
Which is funny because it is a big glass.
Yeah, that's it. That resumes what she's doing.
But Sin is like, yeah, we should probably have that conversation a little bit secluded. I think everyone should be involved, though. Because after yesterday, I think we need a minute to talk about what just happened.
Should we
Yeah,
go to the room then?
We might wanna go. Is Feldman in the room?
Yes, he is.
The weather's so nice. Let's do it outside.
Sin looks over at you. He's like, I mean, I really don't like going outside, so can we just do it up in the room?
Yeah, that's what I think. Conrad says.
Sure.
So I assume we head up there?
If you guys want, Sin just said it. He would like to talk to you. He didn't say when.
Oh.
He's actually going to be ordering himself a lunch and sitting down to eat as well.
Oh, okay. So you did. Well, you wasn't saying now, but at some point.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he was just saying we need to talk about it.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, you guys finished up with your lunch as he orders his. So.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Well, can't be avoided. But yeah, that's probably for the best.
And he it takes him a while to get through his meal. He's not a very fast eater.
Relatable.
Yeah. Sin the character, not Sin the person.
Still relatable.
But good 30 or 40 minutes goes by and he finally finishes. Daemon Ares actually ordered his second lunch as well and ate it before Sin was able to finish his. But Sin finishes his meal and he's like, okay, I'm going up to the room. If you guys need me, I'll be there. And he heads upstairs.
Everyone bring your drinks. That's it.
Go ahead, Conrad.
Well, wait. He was saying not to meet him there, but like if need me, I'll be there, right?
Jaemissaries looks over at the group. He says, it's amazing. For how clear he always speaks, he can always be so confusing at the same time. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I think he does it on purpose, as Jaemissaries grabs the bottom part of his chin strap beard and just kind of like,
And that's why he's a part of the group. Nat gives Jaemissaries finger crossbows.
He gives you one, but still continues to stroke his chin strap beard.
Multitasking. I like it.
Yeah. Well, he just had like a revealing thought, and he's kind of proud of himself in this moment.
No steam. No steam coming out of his head.
Oh, there's definitely steam. there was steam at first, but now since he's stroking his beard, he's pretending to think about it, but you can already tell the thought has already left.
So, did he want us to go up there now, or?
Cletus says, well, I think he was just saying that he's going to be there, so when we want to go talk to him, he'll be there.
That's what I thought too. Conrad says. Oh, I'm gonna order another drink. Conrad says.
Okay. You get yourself another ale. At this point, you are getting pretty buzzed.
Nice.
Okay, we could all just sit here not saying anything.
She sees Karen getting buzzed. Says, must be nice. She takes another small sip of her wine.
Well, Nat, it's like, can I be real with you for a second here, Nat? And he's kind of like, he's kind of like got that buzz, kind of like, look to him in a sense.
Go ahead.
Like, drinking like in the day, yeah, I'm good with that, and like drinking like at night as well, I'm good with that. But like drinking till you're passed out. I can't do that. Like, is there a reason why you do that?
James Harris puts his chin under both hands, or on both hands, and like leans in, like expectingly, like a teenage girl about ready to hear some gossip.
Well, I mean,
He just has to move back to get out of James Harris' way.
I really had this urge to. Well, not an urge, but it was more of an itch. And no, Corin, not that kind of itch. She's like, that's what she like looks to him.
James Harris immediately pulls back as soon as you say an itch. He's like, "I've had that before." As he scratches.
She was expecting from Corin, not from Damon Series. But
go on.
You gotta remember, you're talking to the barbarian of the group, so he's gonna take it as face value.
Okay. It was an itch to, set things on fire. And when I drink it, it helps. It helped. Like she's kind of it, and when that thing happened, I feel like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders.
So it was kind of your way of tempering that feeling then.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that feeling now?
Not I'm aware of.
No.
Yeah, no.
But James Harris picks up his glass. He's like, "Oh, I mean, we can get behind that. I temper my rage all the time." As he started drinking more and more.
Conrad's like, this is stress. Like, this is how I deal with my stress.
I make jokes when I'm sad. You're supposed to say, but you always make jokes.
James Harris just starts nervously laughing. He doesn't get what you were trying to say at all.
I mean, would you rather me just go around and set things on fire, or would you just rather have me passed out drunk?
I'd rather learn neither, to be honest, Conrad says.
James Harris kind of getting a little drunk for all the booze he's been drinking today. Kind of looks over here, he's like, I mean, you kind of make it a hard decision. Burning stuff or watching you get drunk. I don't know. I could have either way, honestly.
Matt nods at him. Like, okay.
And Felton immediately responds with, just not the furniture.
We don't want the chair elementals to attack us.
They're made out of pure chair.
I can't help but giggle at the thought of chair elementals.
And you get the sense that... Wait, give me an Arcana check, Nat.
Yep.
You get the sense that if it's a chair anything, it would probably be like a chair Trent or a chair mimic, not so much an elemental.
Okay.
Knowing that and caring about that are two different things.
I'm not. This was not for you. This was for Nat. Yeah.
But I had the problem back home, and I of course got in trouble for it. But here, I know I had the problem, but I tried to be sensitive about it. And she looks at Conrad when she says that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kind of gives like I know kind of look to him.
Just next time you wanna set something on fire or get yourself drunk, talk to us first. We might be
Yeah,
able to help you set things on fire more safely.
kind of
Or make
with that.
Or make sure you don't do anything stupid while drunk.
Yeah, and if it's just wanting to see fire. Oh wait, I forgot. Never mind. Subtract that part.
You were speaking as Damasaries, weren't you?
Nope.
Okay. Either way.
Almost
But
walked this in for a second there. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
wait, he's upstairs.
I could
Well,
always
you know.
set stuff on fire for you.
Carol will say, if you're ever feeling down like or something like that, you can talk to me or any of these guys if they're willing.
Oh, I'm always willing.
Give me a charisma check,
Who?
Corin.
Okay.
He looks really goofy when he does it, and you kind of turned off on the whole prospect.
Oh.
You're like, oh, okay, thanks, Corin. Like,
Willing to help! Guys! Get your minds out of the gutter!
Thanks, Corin. You just take
Oh,
a small sip of the wine. Go ahead, Corin.
Oh, you'll thank me.
Oh, what?
I mean nothing.
Inside?
I mean, you heard him say that.
I know. It's the worst part. So there you go.
Corin's back to being goofy.
Maybe, Carol actually kind of say, well, maybe actually something else that you should look at is just finding a healthy way to channel that urge, I guess, if it is still there.
Yeah, take your time. Present.
Yeah.
What?
And Damasaries chimes in. He's like, yeah, my anger and stuff used to get the better of me. Our leader at the order used to make me build walls and stuff like that, break stones. And that is why the temple has 3 walls around it.
Are there any walls left?
I mean, there's 3 walls. He's saying that he threw it because of his anger. He had to build 3 walls.
Oh gosh.
So, what's really the source behind that level of anger, Damasaries, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, a lot of people have said different things, but it's probably just comes from my people.
Like a cultural thing? Like,
Kind of. People out in the wilds, they don't have a lot to help them in their survival, and my people, they tend to tap into their rage and anger. We use that in the battlefield.
so your culture was one of, warriors, in a sense.
Well, I mean, most people, civilized folk, as he tries to straighten up a little bit and look like he's pretending to be a civilized folk.
Civilization.
Yeah. And he's like, civilized folk would tend to call us things like, barbarians and the like.
I thought he was calling himself civilized. I was about to say.
No, he's saying that civilized people would refer to what his people were as barbarians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, civilized people make you wear pants. I mean, seriously.
How dare they? That's... She says as she's not wearing pants.
Cricket.
So, wait, so what was your, I guess, people's called, in a sense? What was your tribe or
people?
whatever? Yeah.
I mean, we really didn't have a real name, and yeah, I mean, I was still young.
Okay.
But I mean, we were all kind of treated as just one big family.
That's nice.
And that smiles at that.
But you know, our sense of family is probably a little different than your guys's.
Family's always
Maybe not
nice.
that different from the one I know.
I mean, were you beat constantly anytime you failed to do something?
Okay, maybe completely different.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Ooh.
When he says it though, there's no sadness on his face. There's nothing. He continues with a smile.
It's kind of like matter-of-factly almost.
Yeah, matter of factly, like it's just something that was there. Like there's no grudge against it. And he immediately follows it up with, you know, like I said, my people were kind of different, but it was home for me. And as soon as he says that, though, he kind of looks a little down and sad.
Can I do an insight check to see if he'd be willing to talk about it? Like, just based on his appearance?
Honestly, something like that would be kind of hard to tell. Probably just want to go for it if you're gonna ask.
Okay, well, what happened to your home then?
Well, I mean, I was real young when it happened, but we just had gotten done defending ourselves against this one small group of ogres, and we were getting ready for our winter migration. Not migration, winter travel. Doesn't know what migration means. And you know, one night, you know, I was resting in our, you know, my family's tent, and you know, my mother came in screaming, telling me to hide. There was a lot of commotion going on outside, and I hid in there for a little bit, and then my tent collapsed. And next thing, I woke up, and there were a few members of my order sifting through the rubble of our tent. And they uncovered me, and I found out that something had attacked my herd and wiped them all out. I'm the only survivor.
Sorry to hear that, Conrad says.
Well, I mean, it's life.
Life's not pretty, Conrad says, like kind of like a kind of serious tone to his voice.
Yep, I just pray Cord will eventually give me a chance to, you know, bring my wrath upon whoever did it. Or whatever did it.
Is Demasary sitting down or like?
Yeah, he's sitting at the bar.
You know, Nat goes up to him, tries to put a hand on his shoulder and says, you know,
You're gonna have to reach up for it, but yeah.
his arm, you know, whichever, and she just says, be a fire or rage, rather just save it for our enemies.
And that's what we do. And he winks at you, gives you a one-handed finger crossbows.
Nat does the same back at him. and she takes a sip of her wine.
Yeah, give me an insight, anyone who wants it, on Damasaries, on how he's reacting to all of this.
Sure.
Okay. He's not a very secretive person, as you guys have come to gather. Like, he doesn't really hide things very well. You get the sense that even though it's a harsh reality for anyone to go through, you get the sense that he's learned to just kind of move on with it. Like, he doesn't let it affect, he doesn't let the past him, interfere with the now him.
I'm proud of him. Persis giant child, too pure for this world.
I mean, you wouldn't say that if you saw what he was doing with the lady cat.
Oh God.
Buzzing.
You don't want to be reminded of those things.
Yeah. Okay. We will pause it right there, and we'll go ahead and go to a 10-minute break.
Yay.
Okay. So me trying to stop Ned from drinking actually turned out to be a law dump.
Yeah, a little bit.
Turned out to be what?
A law dump, in a nice kind of way.
Can I say this, Damon, about what I was planning?
If you want to, I guess.
Goran, you basically used my idea that I was planning on doing a while back.
Okay.
Like,
Also-
I literally had done something like exactly similar, like the game of cards, and the winner would be able to ask the group questions. It is like eerily similar.
Great minds think alike. Oh, I'm gonna get myself something to drink.
What in the squawking bots can be set on fire? That is not chairs. Or did you just say furniture? I think you just said
Said furniture.
I do love furniture. And that is me. Not
Yeah, that was kind of that was pretty fun.
I also love how people are mistrusting Felton.
A little bit, yeah.
He
It's
is.
just because he can appear to be anywhere at once.
I can't call it mistrust because all he did was conjure a bed once. That bed did get laid. That bed.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a nice bed?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
It's
was,
a queen size one, right?
It was on the level of the ones that are in the common rooms. Or the big rooms.
he made the beds. Nah, 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 nah.
I'm back.
Yeah, but that was pretty funny because it was like eerily similar how much the plans were.
I
It's
mean,
because I'm in your mind.
your plans are a little different.
Slightly different, yeah, but same kind of general concept.
Yeah.
It's
And I
called
also
mind
think-
reading.
Yeah, I think you wanted the whole party to participate.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. But now you know that playing cards with emissaries might not be the best idea.
Yeah, now I do know that. And also, apparently, playing cards with Sin is also a bad idea.
Well, I mean, if you're playing with a deck of cards he specifically made,
True. Also, now we know comments of budding cards.
apparently.
Like, he actually threw that hand. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that.
Nobody noticed that.
Yeah, because theoretically, if he would have got rid of the worst cards of that hand, it probably would have been a 2 and a 4, and he would have ended up with a 6 and a 2 with that, so he would have had a full house.
Yep.
And he didn't throw the hand, he tried to throw the hand. Because it could have came back even worse. Could have been 2 6s, and he would have been really fucked.
Oh, yeah.
It's alright. After that second game, it was just just a game of questions, not strip poker or anything. No high stakes.
Yeah, you better not bring up strip poker around emissaries.
Oh, God.
He might
Because
just...
he would,
Because he would what?
because he'd just strip down immediately.
Sounds like something
Well,
he
I
would
mean-
do.
No, he would probably, go for it, and since he can't really play cards, he would basically just be in it to see, who gets embarrassed first.
Actually, who would get embarrassed first?
Would that be Will?
That's a good question.
I mean, we'll get to that when it comes.
Oh, when we do play it?
But yes.
I know, Daylock, as soon as he takes off his gloves, he's going to be blushing.
You really think Daylock would agree to play strip poker?
No, he would not.
He already saw
I mean-
Sin. He doesn't need more than that.
And that
Sin
would-
and Corin probably wouldn't be that blast about it. Sad about it. They don't care.
Yeah, I feel like Corin would be like, like just completely nude, and he would still play, like straight face, like no embarrassment about him.
Plus, like to really make out the details of Korn being naked, you really got to get pretty close.
Oh,
That's not a diss. He's 10 inches tall. Like,
true.
he could be holding up the cards and it would cover up most of his body.
He just for style, he gets out a magnifying glass and points it right at his crotch.
Nobody would
For
get out.
everyone else.
I mean, you know who you could ask for a magnifying glass.
Stop abusing Sin for nefarious purposes.
I thought it was because he's got a really big, really small penis.
Who, Korn or Sin?
Sin.
I mean, we know his size.
Yeah,
You?
yeah, we do.
For a gnome, he's packing pretty good.
Why? Why, guys?
I mean, you got to think about that for a second. Let me see. Yeah, he's 3'4", and he's packing like 4 inches. And so, not bad for a gnome.
And poor Daylock was the first one to see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably didn't even see it at all. As soon as he started stripping, Daylight probably covered up his face.
I know.
It's like, don't do that.
Daylock was probably staring at his lap the entire night.
I know.
Then curled into a ball.
That's why he had a very huge negative to the rest of his perception checks.
I was about to say.
But let us know when you're back, Conrad.
Almost done.
No worries. And does anyone have anything crazy to do till the room meet?
Not really.
Except setting Ned on fire.
Nat?
Stopping Corin from setting Nat on fire.
Okay. Corin, how are you going to try to set her on fire?
With my spell, of course.
Which spell?
What's it called?
Prime of Fire?
Yeah. And I'm not being serious, by the way.
Okay. Well, I was being serious. I got no problem if you want to do that. It's just,
No. That would really hurt.
I mean, you get the sense that probably not so much for Nat.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, lighting your companion on fire in a public place is kind of a bad idea. I mean, lighting your companion on fire in general is bad. So.
I mean, if it was in the bedroom, it would be fine, but then it would be kinky.
I mean, it's not like it would be the first time Nat caught one of her, or it wouldn't be the first time one of the allies were completely caught on fire. Oh, too soon.
And I'm back.
Okay. Yep. You guys finished with your lunch. You guys talk with you hear Damasari's tale, but another hour or so goes by, and it's getting afternoonish time, like 2ish.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys do?
So how long are we gonna keep him waiting, Nat? Saying that as she doesn't mind keeping him waiting.
All right, well, let's go then.
Damasari looks at you. He's like, "Do you really think he's waiting for us?"
No.
So we're going then?
Sure, Conrad says, and he picks up his beer.
Fine. She picks up her wine bottle.
Yeah. James pours Cletus another cup of wine and then grabs another bottle. So you guys head up to the room?
Yep.
Okay, you guys head up to the room and you enter and you guys see Sin just sitting at one of the tables.
So what do you want to talk about, Conrad says as he enters.
Oh, okay. You're all here. Okay, we doing this now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess take a seat.
Conrad finds a seat. Yeah.
He looks towards you, Nat, and he's like, well, after a lot of that magic dispelled off the collar the other day, it became a little easier to kind of look at some of the enchantments and stuff that were attached to it. From the best that I can tell is whatever came out of you was inside of this collar. This is the gem and the arcane runes that were around it and on it were very similar to the ones we found in that cobalt cave.
The Cobalt Cave, Conrad says.
Yes, the cobalt cave.
Like the obelisk thing?
Yes.
So,
The gem
like
that
the
was
thing
inside of-
that kind of went into you?
He kind of rolls his eyes. He's like, yes, the thing that went inside of me.
Huh. Nat, where'd you say you got
Cletus
that?
is like, that's what she said.
Nat, who'd you
High
go
five.
to get that thing made?
Cletus does give you a high five, Corn.
Yeah, did you guys catch
I heard it.
Okay.
But yeah, repeat it just in case.
that? Where'd you go to get that collar made, Nat?
I don't know who made it. It was just
Zin immediately interrupts you and he says, there is no way she got that made.
Oh, by the way, Trevor might be listening to us right now.
Sin just kind of like raises one eyebrow and stares at you.
what?
Janissaries immediately turns around and looks around.
Yeah,
There's
Conrad's
nothing
looking around too.
There's nothing there. You guys are in the room.
Yeah, I think he might have some kind of magic connection with the place and be able to, I don't know, be wherever he wants to.
You mean Felton?
Damn! Felton! Not Trevor. Trevor sucks.
That face pumps.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally didn't catch that. I knew you were talking about Felton, but
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
You kept mistaking Felton for Trevor, and then just said Trevor sucks.
we'll retcon it and say that you said Felton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. But you guys don't see anything.
Yeah, like
Just a thought, because he kinda suddenly showed up when I was talking with Conrad, and he appeared to have listened into our conversation.
I mean, Conrad kind of goes like to Corn, like, yeah, I mean, he was there, but we could have just not noticed him.
Also, it's not in a nefarious way, just something we might want to look out for. Everything we discussed in this place might not be completely private, though I don't think he'd tell anyone, but still, maybe we might not want to tell him about that guy that Ned murdered in cold blood, or the orphanage Conrad set on fire.
Conrad says. Continue on, Sin.
Warren, there's nothing. There's no response. You don't see a shift in the planes. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
I didn't murder anybody.
Yeah, it's
Sin
called
just-
a bait.
Yeah, Sin just stares at you and he's like, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
from what I can tell, and I'm sure Melanodius probably saw similar, if not more, is the reason why everything was so intricate with this, at this point I would want to say artifact, is this was not made by mortal hands.
Huh.
And it seems to be in two parts, just like the obelisk we found. But basically what I found out is, similar to the obelisk being broken into two parts, this collar seems to have two major parts. One is that the entity was sealed inside of the gem, and the collar worked to drain arcane power, specifically fire, to basically help fuel that seal. The thing is the arcane draining and stuff like that, and the parts that had to deal with, wearing it and being attuned to it, seems to be very specific to either a family, bloodline, or something. But that's pretty much what I could gather from the color. Sorry, it's not more.
Were you able to kind of definitively tell what type of magic it was? Like, that was... Like, were you able to tell, like, the level? That's not what it does.
Are you asking the potency of it?
Well, basically, what he's trying to ask, like, was he able to tell, is it, like, primordial?
So you're asking the potency of it. And
Yeah,
basically, he's like, well, I mean, if it's definitely not mortal hands, but I doubt, did you specifically ask him if it had to deal with primordials?
Yeah.
I mean, there should be no reason why a primordial would want to seal up another primordial. And, from my knowledge of the Dawn War, it was the gods versus the primordials, so if I had to put my money on anything, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a god's hand on this device.
Well, is there any way to definitively tell that that monster was telling the truth about who he was?
I mean, it's hard to say. I'm sure Melanodius and his associates probably have much more of a archive to pull from than I do.
Well, we should probably let them know when we get the chance. At least what you found.
I wouldn't be surprised if they already know this.
Okay.
You studied it as much as you could. Thank you, Sen.
No worries. Don't get too mushy about it. I thought there might be something useful for me out of it. He says it with like a kind of a smart-ass half grin to you.
Yeah, she's a little bit down about that.
No, he was joking.
Yeah, I know, but she's still feeling pretty down.
That still does raise one question, though, because you said you don't know who made that, in the sense, Nat? But, like, who gave it to you?
Kibler Dobahan. He was the one who taught me magic. He gave it. He told me to wear it. Well, remember when I said I got into trouble for setting things on fire?
Kind of nods.
Yeah, they pretty much sent me to him, and he pretty much told me to wear the collar, or else, I kind of had to, or else. And she gets quiet.
Kind of nods. Okay.
And Damasairs is like sitting there, like staring at both of you guys, like one then the other, like he's waiting to hear the finish of a story, and no one's saying anything.
Cliffhanger.
Just finish your story, but he doesn't say anything. He's just waiting in anticipation.
How much do you actually trust the guy?
Like, she pulls a hand out and like shakes it side to side. Like,
Because if what Sin found out is true, then I doubt some random person would be holding on to this, just on the off chance he met you.
Yeah, let me do an intelligence check for Sin. Fucking nat 20. God, he is a lore breaker. Sin kind of pauses, kind of strokes the little bit of hair on his chin, and he's like, "Well, I mean, from what we know,
Okay.
not know, but what we've heard is if that is Imix, and he is right in that, his, blood relatives, or Nat is a blood relative, it does seem strange that this collar seems to be keyed in on a type of person specifically. It seems weird that he would have this object that just so happens to fall into your hands and end up you wearing it. I don't know if he made it or knew what it is at all.
Then why did he give it to me?
I mean, he could have seen some of the traits that it had and thought it would have been useful, or I mean, I don't know the man, so I can't really say for sure. It seems like a huge coincidence that he would just happen to have an item that apparently is related to you by some heritage or family. I mean, did he know your family?
Not. I'm actually not sure. Definitely not something we actually like.
Kyle will actually kind of go up to Nat and kind of go I know you moved all around a lot as a kid, but when you did finally end up with your family, was he there? Did you grow up with him in a sense?
If you need
to Huh?
Nat, if you need to ask me, I can.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit. Wasn't he farther out of town more than?
He was always a part of the town. When you were moving around, it was all the same town, and he was always there. He was just the guy who lived just right outside of town. It wasn't like a long journey or anything like that, but he was always there.
Yeah, and Nat thinks about it and says, "You know what? Yeah, he actually was there. And
he had been there long before you.
He was always there, and way before me."
Sin just kind of sits there, kind of staring at you, Nat, then looks over at Conrad, then looks over at Cletus, then looks over at Corn, and he's like, "Man, we are just an odd bunch of coincidences, aren't we?"
I guess. Conrad says he takes a sip of his beer.
You guys start to hear snoring.
Demosaries?
You look over and Demosaries is passed out, with a bottle of wine kind of cradled in his one arm.
Yeah, I'm surprised he, tapped out so quickly. Jeffels.
Furiously drinking all morning and day.
Fair enough.
The conversation.
That was his 5th bottle of wine.
This conversation was the tipping point. It gave him just enough to fall asleep. I don't know if I was being helped or used or I don't know. I really wish Dale didn't have to die for it,
Conrad kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, Nat, and goes it wasn't your fault.
Now we released something that we weren't even aware that was there.
Yeah, we'll kick its fucking face in if it comes back. So
Well,
we can do this.
what exactly happened?
Sin goes, after you say that, Corn.
Yeah, like not specific. Like asking what, like after I blacked out, what happened?
Out of character, we explained it to him last session.
It was like a. It was
They
kind of
did.
like a small explanation, but
No, they did.
Oh.
okay, like
explained
all of it, like entirely.
Yeah,
That's what they said.
yeah, literally, we were standing there 8 hours for daylock, so we had plenty of time.
Ugh. Yeah, she just can't believe it. So
Sin looks over at Corn and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, well, if all of this does turn out to be true, I mean, if that thing does come back, our best bet is to not fight but run."
Yeah, Coward says. We're taking on a lot of crazy stuff, but that's not something we can beat.
Not yet, but also we aren't the only ones that could do stuff about that.
And Sin's like, "Well, short of getting the help of the gods, yeah, we're kind of assed out on that one." And we all know how helpful they can be. As he rolls his eyes.
maybe seal it into something else that isn't a collar for somebody to wear. And she holds her neck as she like. She's pretty much rubbing her neck as she says that.
And Sin says, "Well, I mean, can you seal a primordial?"
No, can you?
No. So that plan's out the window.
Yeah. If I'm understanding you correctly, Sam, it took the gods themselves to seal up Imbex, right?
It took the gods to imprison any of the primordials.
Okay.
Usually it wasn't a primordial versus a god. From a lot of the books and stuff I've read on the subject, it was usually a group of gods versus a single primordial.
Yeah, so I don't think we can swing that, Conrad says.
I mean, there were lesser primordials that, the gods could handle with much greater ease, but if this is indeed Imix, then he's a full-blown, primordial prince.
Wonderful.
Nat says to Sin, if you're done with the collar, could I have it back?
Yes, but don't lose it. It may be broke now, but if this does turn out to be something serious, I wouldn't be surprised if someone on high would be coming to look for it.
Someone on high?
Yeah,
Like out of character, what does that mean?
on high means someone up along the food chain, way up. Someone
Ew.
who's closer to the tippy top.
Ew. Yeah, she puts it in her bag.
As soon as you put it in your bag, you hear a slight whisper.
Nat does like the deepest sigh ever. Like,
Barely audible, but you can hear it. Just barely. And you just see a shit-eating grid coming across Sin's face.
So, can Nat put 2 and 2 together by now? Like, insight, perhaps?
He wasn't looking at you when he smiled, so
Ah,
it's
okay.
hard to connect the dots.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he just kind of smiled as he turned back to the table.
So, Nat's sitting on her bed with like a, elbow to the knee, like hand to the face, like.
Get off my hammer.
least someone doesn't seem to be worried about this stuff.
Yeah. Seems like it.
I'm sure if it did come up and attack him, you know, Demosaurus would probably charge headfirst into it.
I mean, he did. Conrad says.
Exactly. And Nat does smile at that.
Yeah, and Cletus goes, yeah, it's always good to know someone's willing to literally walk through fire for you.
Okay, he's just making that blush now.
Well, walk through fire to punch you, but still kind of the same.
Or get hit by fire for you, Conrad says, and he like takes a big swig.
I would have punched him too if he wasn't using using my body.
And Sin looks over. He's like, "Oh, that reminds me." And he looks right at you, Conrad. Just dead face. You need to get naked.
What?
What? And that's his what?
Yeah, I need your clothes.
Why?
Just give me your clothes.
Okay, Conrad says, like, you guys mind, you know, he kind of gives like, you know, that, like, kind of gesturing towards the door. Like,
I don't mind if you strip.
Cletus is like, yeah, I mean, who cares?
Okay, Conrad says. He does stripping.
Would you prefer? Do you want to just turn around or something?
Hey, Conrad's already stripping now, so you're free to do whatever, guys.
I mean, you can strip down to your, skivvies.
Okay.
Yeah. And after you finish your clothes, he just kind of like, on the table, like, taps his finger on it. And by this time, you've noticed that he's pulled out all sorts of weird incense and like minerals and things like that, and he put them all out on the table.
What would it be for me to try to figure out what he's doing?
You have no clue.
Alright. What you doing there, son?
You'll see. And then he hobbles over to Demosaurus and just yanks and pulls off like parts of his clothes. And like Demosaurus is passed out. He doesn't move at all. And he grabs them, moves them over to the table, and he starts looking at everyone else. And he walks over to Cletus and literally starts tugging on his clothes, and Cletus is like, hey! He's like, just come here. Cletus like slowly takes off like his top part and stuff like that. And he puts them all over on the table, and you just Sin hobbles on over there, sits down, and you see him start making hand gestures, starts drawing things around the table, around the clothes and stuff like that, starts chanting these words. And then after about 10 minutes, you see a giant arcane glow, like, that kind of shimmers over all of the clothes as all the burn marks, holes, singes, everything from all your clothes from the last couple fights all disappear. And he's like, okay, take them back.
Oh, thank you, Conrad says. Starts getting dressed.
What about my clothes?
He looks over at you and he snaps his fingers and he prestidigitations any dirt and stuff off of it. But for the most part, you don't really have too many holes or anything on your clothes.
Maybe I also wanted to strip, Ever thought of that?
Save for you long, Corin, Conrad says.
But if that's all, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna read for a little bit, and then I'll probably head to bed. So you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. As Sin kind of gets down from the table and hobbles over to his bed and pulls out one of his books.
All right, Conrad says, and I assume like he's just kind of like still getting dressed. What do you guys want to do?
Nat's checking her non-magical articles of clothing.
For the most part, they're good.
Okay.
I mean, your stockings have a little bit more wear to them, but other than that, all the rest of your bare clothes are pretty much magical at this point, so...
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, he was going to ask Matt for his shirt.
Are you saying that in character?
No, I did not say that in character.
Alright, you saved yourself.
And Cletus looks over Sin laying down or sitting on his bed. He's like, "Yeah, I should probably get to bed early too." And he just goes over his bed and lays down.
What time is it right now? You said it was like mid-afternoon, right?
It's like probably after this conversation, the ritual, and all that stuff. It's probably like 4 or 5.
That's kind of early. And how buzzed is Connor feeling right now?
You're pretty drunk. Like honestly, if you wanted to pass out now, you probably do it.
Alright, yeah, Connor will probably like, this has been fun, but I think I'm gonna hit the hay as well. Got some big plans tomorrow. And he goes to bed.
Corn, what are you doing? Nat, what are you doing?
Corn will go downstairs and start writing on some songs.
Okay. Nat, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's gonna think a bit about what happened.
Okay.
Oh.
We'll time skip a couple hours. Corn, you're pretty happy with the song you're working on, and stomach's probably grumbling a little bit.
Yeah, get some food.
Okay. 2 silver. Nat, you think about stuff for a couple hours, but, stomach's starting to grumble.
Yeah, now we'll go down and get some food.
Okay, 2 silver.
Mhm.
And you guys eat, and it is a delicious dinner.
2 silver.
So it's just you guys. Lady Cat Mara left. Let me see, given the time for. Yeah, she left the tavern probably a little bit after you guys got your food, and it's just probably Felton in there right now. And one human patron who's just kind of in the back drinking.
Who is that guy in the back?
By looks of him, he looks like probably one of the minor workers.
Surprised they still have some.
Yeah, you've seen him. You've probably seen him here in a few times.
And Nat turns to Corin and says, "If I'm more worried about anyone, it's honestly Daylock." And she still has her wine, so she takes like a small sip.
Yeah, I can understand it if he doesn't take this stuff all that well.
Honestly, I just think it'd be better if he just stuck with the platinum band, but that's just me. It's like if my son like died and got revived. It's really emotionally taxing, and
He might not be ready for this stuff yet.
Felton chimes in and he says, "Yeah, I mean, compared to what you guys do, I don't think he would probably last long with what the Platinum Band's been up to."
No, I mean in general, he might.
I mean, he
Go back to training. Hey,
we can't just tell him go back to the platinum band, but they do all this stuff. I hear stuff other people probably couldn't handle, and the work we do, the stuff we do really isn't much better. I mean, we saw him die and get revived twice, and that was not a very fun sight.
yeah, but it would probably be even worse with the Platinum Band. Stuff they deal with seems to be even more dangerous, honestly.
And Felton chimes in again. He says, "Yeah, and the Platinum Band don't resurrect people."
Yeah.
as he's wiping down a glass. He's like, it's one thing Lady Catmare told me. She looked into the Platinum Band a little bit, and she said it's just one of their weird tenets. They don't really mess with the mortal coil.
I can understand why.
Show you the world. Sorry.
I can understand why he wouldn't want to mention such a thing to them.
Yeah.
But I'm just so worried about him. And she's like rubbing her eyes a little bit.
I mean, his god seems okay with him coming back so far, but that might change any time.
I mean, we can't just we can't kick him out of the group. You practically made the group.
Yeah, maybe just, I don't know, get him to care a bit more about himself and less about us for his own sake.
Felton chuckles at that and picks up a tray of glasses and walks in the back room.
And besides that, what can we do? Not very much.
Get him some awesome enchanted armor. The only thing I'd be able to think of.
I just pictured in my head the Christmas Story, when the kid goes outside with all those layers of winter clothing. That's what you got to do, Daylock.
Just Daylock with full metal plate.
He has cloth armor, leather armor, hide armor, scale armor, chain armor, and plate just in layers.
You just see Corin and Nat just saying we just want to protect you. They're just waving from the distance.
His movement speed is literally 0.
His arms are like T-pose, he can't move his arms at all. It's just straight
He's
up.
just wobbling side to side.
We just roll him wherever we want. Roll him.
All I'm saying is I care about his safety, but with what we're doing,
Well, in the end, he knows the risks and he's ready to take them to help people, so it should be his decision, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I seemed hesitant to even mention to him such a thing.
Yeah, but I get where you're coming from.
Cricket.
It's alright. It's like a moment of thought kind of cricket.
Yeah. But you guys enjoy your dinner over this conversation, and another hour or so goes by.
Well, I'm gonna head to bed now. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess.
I'm sure I'll see you, around this week or not.
Definitely. Bye.
Yeah, he does an evil laugh as he starts fluttering up the stairs.
It's like,
Out of character, you know what this means. In character, Matt's kind of scared.
more surprise. Like, what is he doing?
Corin stuff. As always.
Is that any better of an explanation?
No.
It really
What are you doing, Nat?
Take a few more, small sips of our wine, put the bottle down on the counter, and
At this
go
point,
upstairs.
you're pretty much done with the bottle. You've been sipping on it for like 8 hours now, so...
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah,
Restriction.
you drank an entire bottle of wine and got nothing out of it.
Yes, progress. I get a good job star. Corn will probably have to conjure it though, or Sin. But yeah, she does head upstairs.
To the common room.
Yeah.
Okay. Just remember, you're one of the few people who still have a room technically.
Oh, plot twist.
Yeah. It'll be expiring eventually. Okay. So you guys all go to bed.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that is it for tonight's session. I will begin right now to go through the Exodus stuff. If you guys need to leave for anything, you can. Minus Nat, you have to stick around for the whole entire thing
Sure.
because you kind of have to. But it's just it's not too long.
No, I've got nothing.
Okay. Well, after the first day of the Exodus, the party went to sleep that night, preparing for the long week ahead. The party mostly kept to their own business, with occasional interaction, and spent most of their time relaxing how they have: drinking, eating, sleeping, study. On the first night of the Exodus, so this is starting with the night that you guys just rolled into. On the first night of the Exodus, Cletus and Simcoe attempted to break into Valmar to procure either the response letter or to see what outcome came from the letter Cletus had tried to send. With Sin's assistance, the heist went off without a hitch, and Sin was able to find the Cletus letter in the return to sender box. The second day consisted of mostly practice for the Onyx Circle. While Korn played music at the market, Nat and Conrad spent the day doing target practice with bows, where Nat, who had never really fired a bow, learned the groundwork pretty quickly, but ultimately did not do well considering she is full of strength and lacking in finesse. Even with Conrad's expert knowledge, most arrows widely missed the target, some being volleyed way past the wall of Latest to some way off distance. The rest of the party mostly stuck to the squawking box or performing chores like shopping, which ended in an evening of drink and fun on the third floor to those who would have it. On the third day of the Exodus, the party mostly kept to themselves. Many were looking into various mysteries and studies during the day, with Nat even going to the Temple of Bahamut under the suggestion of Sin to be taught as much as she could about primordials. Upon her arrival, upon her arrival to the squawking box, Corin presented Nat with a punching bag that Conrad and himself thought would be a good stress reliever for Nat, who they had been seeing drinking too much for their taste, and thought it would be a better outlet. On the fourth day, archery practice and study continued. Some of the party had even seen Damasaries in the party's room, staring at some bound paperwork, some bound papers, and when asked about it, he would say nothing, and hide it. Nat, feeling overly confident, asked to try Conrad's great bow that he had been getting used to, and with her first shot, it went wide, and this arrow found purchase in a guard's thigh. After apologizing to him, Nat decided that her arcane arts might be a better tool for her than a bow. That night went along without any major incidences. The fifth day consisted much of the same that the third day held, where most of the party kept to themselves or study, mostly relaxing in between, trying to enjoy one of their last days of vacation until the crazy inevitability happens. Conrad disappeared in the evening of this day, not to be seen for the rest of this and the next day. On the sixth day, the party continued their lazy ventures, or continuation of study and practice. Though as the day progressed, a few started to become anxious, including Cletus, who began checking the job board multiple times throughout the day just to see if new requests were listed so that when the Exodus ends, they could begin working again. But the day ended like most days of the Exodus, with nothing new to deal with. The party falls asleep that night, waiting and hoping for that the last day of their Exodus would be as relaxing as some wish it would be, as entertaining as some would hope, or just provide something new or interesting to keep them all occupied until the Exodus has ended. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Nice.
Cool.
Go ahead and end it, Nat.